So as the Alpine digs into the curves, oh, maybe there's 3 DRS zones actually. I might have gotten that wrong. I believe there's 3. The Alpine coming around this long sector 3, which is mainly just a main straight, then into the final corner. This is where Max Verstappen bottled it in real life. He takes the turn nicely, getting real close up to the wall, coming up to the side, crosses the line to take P2, so just off by about 0.3 of a second. We got yellow flags in sector 3. K on the overtake in the Alpine. It's an Alpine 2-3 right now. It's just barely out of that pole position. Verifi and K on the overtake, still in, so K's teammate retiring from the session, seeming he doesn't need any more lap times, but I believe K on the overtake pulls into the pits, and he's not going to need any more either. But it comes down to these drivers near the bottom, especially Ray Liam, who needs to get a good lap time to pull himself out of this risk. He's at risk right now. He's down in P15, no lap time. The people around him are 2 seconds, so as long as he can put together a good lap, possibly he can take himself out of this danger as his checkered flag comes out. 4 drivers already taking that checkered flag. Spicy in P1, not one of them, as it's May going wide at that turn again. Yellow flag throughout the whole track, and possibly that's a collision as we see 2 people go out. Game for life, and Spicy's going to take the checkered flag very shortly, but it's Poulin who takes the checkered. Oh no, yeah, he's taking the checkered flag, but we're looking at Ray Liam. I got that wrong. Res Liam. What is going on? Res Liam, last chance to try and put himself out. He puts himself P14, so that is not going to be enough. They got it wrong. They didn't send the Mercedes man out in time to be able to get ahead of that checkered flag for a flying lap. So he sits P2, but he's going to have a worrying odd weekend. Behind him, sector 2. We can't see how much they are up on, but I assume that he's hopefully improving on this lap, trying to be a 127.0. Just the slimmest of margins could get him to beat that. 1/1000th of a second could put him on pole position. Simpari RL, one of those Alfa Romeos, he's got a bit understeer or oversteer as he goes around that final turn. But where is he going to put himself? The fastest lap by Spicy again. He improves, and Odd Weekend is going to only be able to take P4. Now 0.5 of a second, so he was unable to improve. And K on the overtake, the last person to take that. K will be starting P2. We move on to Sunday. This is how the top 10 grid is going to look as we see the clash, the actual race where the points come in. 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go in Jeddah. As everybody goes to move off the line, Spicy trying to cover off K on the overtake, who goes around the outside instead. Lots of kerfuffle into turn 1, as Spicy stays ahead into the lead. We're seeing overtaken, people falling left and right as now the Alfa Romeo is with his teammate moving around trying to overtake on the Williams, who goes off the track. K on the overtake is falling down in places. He started P2 and is now falling down to 11, so there must have been contact. Liam is back into last place. This battle for P1, as long as Niesendrick can keep himself in this position, he will have DRS down that main straight. He's got DRS on right now, pulling into the Austin Martin. Right behind him now, Hugo Mühlberg and Nito losing to his teammate, and then obviously that of Williams as they go side by side into turn 1. Here's Kendrick forcing Spicy the long way around, and Spicy loses the lead of the race, but he's able to come back, cut right under the now leader of Niesdrick. Oh, they almost touch. A bit of a skid there on the exit of that turn for Niesdrick. He is trying, Niesendrick, he is trying everything to cover off Spicy after he took that lead into turn 1. The DRS helping him out a lot, forcing Spicy, the very long way around. Spicy trying to fake in. DRS open. It's not going to be enough. Can Spicy come back into Sector 3? Take that DRS, that long DRS zone, and possibly get back ahead of the Mercedes. He is right behind him right now. 0.3 of a second as we go around. Up into Sector 3. This is where he's going to get the DRS open. He's got that rear wing open. Got about a 15 kilometers per 15 kilometers per hour advantage. He's going to send it down the inside now, pushing off Niesendrick. He was ahead before they even went into the turn, so Spicy has taken back the lead of this race. Spicy and Niesendrick. As Niesendrick gets the DRS, he's looking to overtake. No, they almost make contact. Side by side down the straight, they spin, tap each other. That's a massive collision. And Odd Weekend is going to take the lead of the race, as they're both going to need to pull into the pit lane. No, Spicy does not. He's got the DRS, but Odd Weekend in the slipstream is going to pull behind. We thought he would possibly take the lead of the race. Well done, able to avoid that collision, but around the final turn, tapping each other, twisting and tangling, and as a result, falling down now is Niesendrick. Or they're going to play game of chicken. Is he going to overtake like Niesendrick did? Into that final turn. No, he's not. He's going to come back. Oh, yes. He thought about it for a second. Had to late break himself. Second guessed himself. Brought it back in. Now he's got the DRS again. Down this main straight into turn 1. Will he get on the LP? He's going to take a move around the outside, which is not going to matter. He comes in, takes the racing line. So Odd Weekend into the pits. So that is the interesting strategy that we were talking about. But that was a pretty good stop from the Alpine crew. As a Spicy comes in as well, maybe reacting a bit to the Alpine car, trying to be right up with them, which is interesting. And then also people like Game for Life who had to come in for damage. The only reason I just paused it under the safety car is because I don't think anything key is going to happen under the safety car. We're just going to watch as these guys go around down the main straight. Now this is where important things happen. It is the restart. Hopefully we don't see too much drama. It's Simpari and Hugo Millerberg battling as they go around those two turns. The Alfa Romeo being spun around, colliding into the Williams, hitting into the Ferrari. And where is he? He is very far back. Battling with Game for Life now as he was spun around, smacked into the wall. He makes contact with Game for Life, so that was not what Simpari wanted, but Verify is now into the lead. We got a virtual safety car back out again, so you got to reduce your pace by 40%. Obviously some debris they need to pick up, probably a Res Liam. What the hell is happening? So there is Verify into the pits. K on the overtake. Sorry, K is into the lead of this race. And Herman. Will we? Yes, he's diving to the inside. He's taken the lead from K. So that DRS has really given everyone a helping hand into taking the lead of this race, and we are definitely on episode 3 of this battle for P1, P2 as they go 3 wide into turn 1. Who's going to take the lead? It looks like it's going to be K and double sandwich. Herman is down 2 positions, and Niesendrick may be in this battle as well. Still 3 wide, but K back into the lead, and that is a big crash with the McLaren. Pullin spinning off, obviously making contact with the Haas of May and anybody else who was involved in that collision. You could massively see it in the background of what was an exciting battle for P1, P2 and P3 as they went 3 wide down the main straight. But I believe that is going to be more than just a virtual safety car, possibly a DRS straight. It's a DRS train as well, but the Mercedes not able to make a move, but a bit of a bad exit. The Alpine of K trying to rub them off. They're going to be side by side, and it's the Mercedes who's got DRS. Disappears into P1. Spicy now comes around. 3 abreast into turn 1. Who's going to come out P1? Who's going to come out P2? Spicy is back up into P1. And there it is, Spicy taking P1 into turns 1, 2, that chicane at the start, at the end of the main straight. And Spicy is up in the P1, but now he's got to pull away so he can keep it come to the checkered flag. But already 0.6 of a second, so Spicy has the raw pace. He can possibly use this to his advantage, but he had a bit of a bad turn, and that has ended horribly for him, as now only 0.2 of a second is Nicendric. That is the gap, down to 0.1 of a second. So now Nicendric is the man who has pace. Rest wide open, round that sector 3, into the final corner. Not going to be an issue for Spicy there. Now down the main straight, is it going to be an issue there? The Mercedes on the Aston Martin going round, pinching ahead, and it is bad news for Spicy as Nicendric gets ahead. 0.1 of a second it is now. Spicy is closing the gap, and we haven't even hit sector 3. There we go, around this turn, DRS wide open. It's looking like Spicy has a great opportunity to get ahead. Both of the red lights flashing, both of their batteries charging, down the inside into what is the final corner. The Aston Martin able to get ahead. He's not going to be able to keep it. Coming home in P1. Oh no, maybe not. No, Nicendric gets him at the line. Nicendric and the Mercedes takes the checkered flag in P1. What a job to get ahead of him. It's Nicendric and the Mercedes who wins. Thank you to all of you for watching, and we'll see you next time around.